Café Anyway.
It's Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2863, 2863. It's Mike Matthews. What's going on?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Meritopica. It's fun. And here we are. I guess we're staying on the right side of the states, paying our taxes and all that. However, there are some counties,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
in California, they're getting a little slap on a wrist. This is
Mike's
what's happening
Daily
with Mendocino County.
Podcast.
Apparently.
Yeah!
There was a review that was required by Government Code Section 12464. Specifically requested by county officials after county financial reports for the fiscal year of 2020 to 2021 and 2021 to 2022 were delinquent. The review confirmed that the county, Mendocino County, and if you've not been to Mendocino County, make it definitely a plan to do that, especially if you live in California. It is quite beautiful. But the county, the review confirmed, has not met its statutory financial reporting deadlines for the prior two fiscal years. The review disclosed that the county's inability to meet required deadlines was due to challenges resulting from a loss of leadership. The loss of leadership happened through retirement and resignation. People fed up, and I can't take it anymore, and they leave. A loss of key personnel coupled with unusually high staff turnover. All of that beautifully blended together, along with internal control weaknesses. That was all identified in the report. That, according to Controller Malia M. Cohen, who keeps sending me stuff to my email. Why does she do that?
Here's today's podcast picture.
She's the California State Controller. Hey, this is a picture. The podcast picture is of the late, great Basil the Boxer. I've been thinking about him a lot lately. Within the past month, a lot of different people I know, friends of mine, have lost their pets. And actually, two of them were Yorkies. And Yorkies, they smaller dogs usually live longer, but, anyway, so painful to lose them. Occasionally there's that odd, weird illness that happens that the vets can't figure out. Yeah. Basil the Boxer didn't like that. The late, great Basil the Boxer. He was a big dog and a beautiful dog. And you can see a picture of him at mikesdailypodcast.com in the podcast picture today. So Controller Cohen said it is critically important that Mendocino County take the steps necessary to return to timely reporting to avoid the imposition of fines and protect its bond ratings against future downgrades. We don't want downgrades. Let's not applaud downgrades. So that's, if you didn't know that about Mendocino. And if you go to Mendocino, maybe don't bring it up. So maybe you're going to go to San Francisco to see Tate McRae. Who is she? She had that song, what was it called? Sinister or Evil or Jealous or so. One of those names. Let's see. I'm using two computers. One of them doesn't do anything I want it to, and the other says, Mike, you are very bottom of my list right now. I don't care about you. And let's see, her song, Greedy. That's what it is. Okay. I'm going to have to rely on this other computer to do any of my searches. So, I get an email from Spotify. And this is what it says about Tate McRae.
Wow, shuts, wow.
No, it doesn't say wow, shuts, wow. And Schutz is a German word for treasure or darling. Wow, Schutz. My mom used to say that to me when I tell her something surprising. But it says here, got FOMO? FOMO? Get tickets! Exclamation point. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Be in the crowd for Tate McRae at Bill Graham Civic Auditorium on Tuesday, July 9th. By the time you listen to this, that will have passed. Time's running out to grab tickets, and it says buy tickets. But yes, they got her in some, I think all she's wearing here is
The nosebleed section.
Well, she's not wearing much, as I report to you from the nosebleed section. But that's the way people get your attention, with little alarms like this thing that sounds like a lot of little bells being rung by tiny little kittens. And then you have this, when they throw the FOMO thing at you, just please give me a little credit. And no, I'm not going to go see Tate McRae. I don't think she's the best singer. And I don't think she's getting popular because of her singing. It's because of all her crazy dancing she does in her videos.
So, the mic tip.
That's my tip to you. And apparently she won some awards thing, singing awards of like The Voice or American Idol, but in Canada. So that's why she is the big artist at the moment, apparently. Musician, pop stars, we say.
Might rip someone a new one.
Spotify, don't use FOMO to get my attention and to make me pay for tickets for things. Gosh, give me some credit, is all I'm saying. So yeah, the young people really like her. She was born in 2003. So, and then young people born much later than that love her and play her on repeat constantly and annoy their parents. I saw this firsthand recently.
First of all, I just want to thank everyone for joining us here on this show. This is great.
But we wish her all the best in a long career, and everything will be happy and wonderful for her in her life. Meanwhile, there is this bit. So, have you noticed your radio station? Do you still tune into your local radio station? Do you still care about local radio? This is something that consultants, high-priced, highly paid, big bucks. They get big bucks, these consultants that consult radio stations, to try to make sure.
For your entertainment.
Oh, what?
The one.
Huh?
The only.
Who?
Mike Matthews.
That's cool. So Mike is telling you that they get paid a lot of money, and they come up with these sort of things to tell their clients, their radio stations out there. They say things like, television shows have evolved from where, and this is true, from where Friends and Frasier would have a short skit running when the credits were rolling. If you watch Frasier or Friends, there's a quick little scene that they wrap up and the credits were running off to the side. But today, the credits are shrunk to like you can't even see the short skit if they're showing one of these old things as we go outside a Café Anyway, where we bring you
Mike's Scavenger Hunt.
Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valleyton, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica, looking in a scavenger hunt for topicas. And then what they do, so they shrink that down, and they start the next show on top of it. And many cable channels have this binge scheduling. They call it binge scheduling. And multiple episodes of the same series back to back.
Ridiculous random post.
And that is my ridiculous random post today to you. But this is what they're doing. And we live in a world of on-demand entertainment and short attention spans. Now, short attention spans have existed since, well, when I started radio. And we'll hear some of that in the Let's Go Back with Matthew segment. But yes, they told us back then, people aren't listening for very long, so keep it short. It was KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid, is what they would say. More than ever before, radio must engage the listener in every element of the programming day. Establishing momentum is what they said for the next element. And like some of the things they mention here is that you don't, with the news,
What's the cliche of the week?
don't tell the weather first.
What's the cliche of the week?
Tell
What's the cliche of the week?
the most interesting story
What's the cliche of the week?
with an enticing lead line, which I notice a lot of podcasts don't really do that. I listen to these podcasts that have thousands and thousands and billions of downloads, and they start off with a commercial because, the commercial
What's the cliche of the week?
The company advertising and
What's the cliche of the week?
paying for the commercial, they want that
What's the cliche of the week?
instant listen,
What's the cliche of the week?
with the understanding that since it's a podcast, you can just forward, press that little 15 seconds ahead button, and skip right past that commercial. So that's where we live in this world. And they say that, what's one other interesting thing? All this is very technical radio jargon and whatnot in here. Oh, when they change on-air hosts, like let's say the morning guy leaves, or the lady, and in comes the mid-afternoon guy or lady. When you have a change of on-air hosts,
Mike's absolutely useless review.
they say promote the next host in a compelling way. Don't just say Seacrest out. You actually want to promote the next person. So that's right. My absolutely useless review is that I think people on the radio, they almost talk too little in the music world.
News random.
But here's some news random. So here's an example of what this guy was talking about. Your food server in a restaurant entices you with the desserts offered after you finish your meal, and they'll show you the dessert cart. To get you enticed to sit there and eat more food. When ending a shift, a food server introduces you to the new waiter. This is Emily. She's taking over for me. Stay longer. Emily's cool. Instead of just abandoning you. And where did our other food server go?
It's pretty interesting.
Where was that guy? His name was like Tate. Where did Tate go? Missing Tate. Okay, so all that's fascinating stuff, isn't it? No? Maybe? A little bit? All right. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. I love Tate McRae. All of her music is very inspiring to me, Mike Matthews.
Did you make a snow globe in honor of her?
Yeah, because she's Canadian and all that, Mike Matthews. And there's snow in Canada.
What in the world was that about?
Okay. That's very cool. Is it an exploding snow globe? Because you're known for those.
The Myclopedia in Zanica.
Mike, that guy just said Myclopedia in Zanica. Do you want me to sell those? Start selling those in Café Anyway?
No, I want you to start selling the book that I wrote called Podcasting. What all that hype is about.
Wait, it's called Podcasting What All That Hype Is About?
Yes, that's what it's called.
And people can buy it in the gift shop?
Well, we can work out a deal.
No deals, Mike. If I sell it, I get 100% commission, Mike Matthews.
Wow, you drive a hard bargain. Look who else is here.
Matthews News.
Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, I have some Matthews news right now. I'm going to tell you. All right, excellent. Tell me. There was a horrible shoplifting incident in Oakland. Yes, a little bit bigger than a shoplifting. I mean, they ransacked a convenience store in Oakland. This was last Friday. Just terrible, and it's heartbreaking, and everything that people complain about Oakland just is there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For all the world to see. It was a large mob of people that spent about 30 to 40 minutes clearing out a gas station store. It was on Hagenberger Road. Now, Hagenberger Road is treacherous. What's crazy is Hagenberger Road is near the airport, and if you're flying into Oakland, and let's say you don't want to drive all the way home to Sacramento or wherever you're living in the Bay Area, and you want to stay overnight, well, there is no place to stay anymore. It's basically all these hotels are closing up. So the interesting thing...
MTV News. You hear it first.
And this is MTV, as in the M means mayhem television, because 2 workers called 911, but the Oakland police showed up 9 hours later. The poor owner of this place said the thieves came in waves. He estimated a total of 80 to 100 people took part in the theft. aside from merchandise, they took the cash register, and there was an ATM machine there. So they got about $22,000. And whatever they couldn't take, they destroyed. Unbelievable. And I've noticed.
The whiny white man wine list.
As I whine about this, and I am whining, and I am white. But here's the thing. It's just one thing after another. The horrible shooting around Juneteenth. This seems to happen around holidays, huh? Friday, the day after the 4th of July. What is going on, Oakland? And your mayor is being investigated by the FBI. What?
Baloney.
Anyway, let's think about happier things. How about let's go back with Matthews?
Let's go back with Matthews.
Cassette copy. Life grand.
Right? Good.
I had an interesting career in radio. I'm still in radio. But in the early days, well, it was a little bizarre because here I was a 20-something, going on the radio, working these weird shifts, playing music that was popular that years later people would just go nuts over, and there would be bands copying the sound of the 80s later on in the 2000s, the 10s, the O's, the 10s, the 20s. Everybody looks back to the 80s with their music. Taylor Swift did a whole album that was a tribute in some way to the 80s. So I was actually on the air in the 80s and the early 90s. And this is actually a little bit of the early 90s, which a lot of people are remembering now as well. And this was a radio station called Y97. It doesn't exist in Santa Barbara anymore. It's gone. But there was this station that was playing the top 40 music at the time. And here I am. I'm just a little babe in the woods.
Most Music 197, good afternoon. Mike Matthews stepping in. I'm sitting in for somebody who's stuck in LA today. You know, the earthquake and all that. We'll bring you updates on what's going on with that, how Los Angeles is preparing from yet another catastrophe. How many more this year? I don't know. Life is a highway. Tom Cochran.
Ah, wow. There you go. 92. The earthquake. There was the riots after the Rodney King verdict. Yeah. Crazy times. And there I was, a young person on the radio playing these songs. They literally, I don't know how I got up to Santa Barbara, because it was quite a commute for me. I was living in Oxnard, so I had about a 45-minute drive. It is the most beautiful drive you could possibly want, the most beautiful commute, because you're driving along the Pacific Ocean. So beautiful. However, it often gets bogged down with traffic. So somehow I made it there to work in Santa Barbara that day. On the highway, life is a highway. Thank you, Tom Cochran. He was hitting the charts big time that year with that song. Oh, look, the Jay Giles Band.
Oh my gosh!
The bottom of the chart.
Pretty good songs that never made it on the radio because people didn't think they were worth it. But you know what? They come back up and people start playing them, and it's like, oh, where did that come from?
Yes. That is new music on Most Music 197 from Luther Vandross and Janet Jackson from the movie Mo Money. That's the best things in life are free. Mike Matthews with you on this Sunday afternoon doing a 50-minute music hour.
Harder than it is. Who was that? Was that Exposé? Oh, gosh. Sometime. Okay, so then some years go by. Actually, maybe 2 or 3 years go by. And I'm working at a country station called Kehei. I ended up working there 11 years.
100.7
101.7 KHAY, 10 in a row, continuous new country. A beautiful song. Patty Loveless, How Can I Help You Say Goodbye? A special request tonight at the KH Santa Fe Cafe. To Matt Michaels, let's give away the latest from Tim McGraw, shall we? I forgot last hour, so I'll have to give away 2 this hour. But I'll give away 1 right now at 656 or 650 KHAY. Tim McGraw's new album, Not a Moment Too Soon, featuring the hit Indian Outlaw. If you're caller number 40 at 656 or 650 KHAY. We have a request, though. Hi, who's this?
Tracy.
What would you like to hear?
My baby loves me just the way that I am.
Sing me a little bit of that song. Come on, you can do it.
No way.
Come on, you can do it.
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
I guess I'm not going to get her to do it. All right, well, what table are you sitting at? What table are you at?
I don't need no copy.
100.7 KHAY, 10 in a row, continuous new country at the KH Santa Fe Cafe. Reba there with They Asked About You. Just a moment, some Aaron Tippin with Working Man's PhD. But let's go one last time out to Roland Flemley, who's behind the scenes there at the Oscars. Roland, take it away with your special report.
Stand by, the security is unbelievable in this room. There are men in dark suits. I haven't seen security like this since President Clinton came through Little Rock on a trip to dedicate a new McDonald's. This is unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, the stars are out tonight. I don't know what the weather's like where you are right now, but your reporter, Roland Headley from the Santa Fe Cafe, is live backstage at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. I've had quite an evening tonight. I am wreathed in flowers and roses, and there are party favors strewn all about. And coming up in just a little while, your intrepid reporter, Roland Headley, jumps into producer Gil Cates' limousine through the sunroof to make way to Spago's for the big pizza fight, the traditional event this time of year, the big post-party upgrade pizza fight, hosted by Wolfgang Puck, and nobody makes a better pizza than Wolfgang Puck. It's been a pleasure being with you again this year. We'll look forward to doing it again next year. Roland Flemley at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion for the KH Santa Fe Cafe. Mr. Case, wait!
Wow. Okay, that was not me. Wow. That was a guy I worked with named Greg Glasser, and he came up with that all on his own. That was, 30 years ago. Dang, right? Am I doing my math? Yeah? No? 14 to 2? Yeah, 30. Doing my math on the fly. It's crazy. Greg Glasser. Where did he come up with that? That was hilarious. Gosh. Okay, so that was KH Santa Fe Cafe. Oh, and by the way, sometimes we make it harder than it is. Amy Grant, That's What Love Is For, was that song. That from the early 90s. Remember, she was absolutely huge with that Baby Baby song. And You Could Be So Good For Me and all those other tunes that were huge. And I Will Remember You. Now, it's 2005, 2006, and I've left country, and I'm doing the adult contemporary music. That's pop music, the top 40, but it's the adult-friendly version of that chart. And, you know, in the 2000s, in the 90s, there were a lot of songs that made it onto the charts that were at the top that were songs you would not play for, let's say, anyone older than 30. With kids in the car, basically, is how we're thinking here. Would you want to play the rap song with all the cussing with the kids in the car? That was the reasoning back then. Now it seems rap with cursing words, that's okay to play in front of kids. LL Cool J, he taught his kids when he was an early parent, a young father, hey, I'm going to teach my kids how to rap, but when they are about to say a bad word, they're just going to not say it. He taught his kids how to do that. So, I don't know. I'll have to, if you're a parent that knows about this, let me know. What's it like today? How do you steer clear of all the bad music out there? Or can you even? I've heard some parents speak in frustration about this. So, here I am. I'm working at a station not playing the real controversial music, but it's the popular music, and it was called B95.1. It still exists, as does KH in Ventura. Here's a little bit of that. Oh, Mariah Carey there.
B95.1. Thank you for your votes at B951.com. Remember where all the songs are tonight, because you could win a family 4-pack of tickets to golf and stuff, plus 2 passes to see the movie of your choice at Insomniac Cinema in Ventura. That's when we play the most wanted. Where was it at the end of the countdown? Kicking it off tonight, we're going to find out.
who it is. But first, who is this?
Jessica.
What are you doing tonight?
I am shopping.
Oh, wow. For Christmas already?
No.
For yourself. Did you buy a cash register?
I did. I bought a cash register.
Oh, that's very good, Jessica. Well, have fun. I hope it came with money. And who's number 5?
Weezer, Beverly Hills.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 5.
Oh, that's where I want to be, Beverly Hills. Hopefully she didn't steal that cash register from a gas station store in Oakland.
It is Matt Michaels, Full of Coffee. Oh my gosh. I'm going to give away some Wheel Fun rentals and a 3-CD B95.1 pack on the station that is the home of the Great Escape to Costa Rica. This is Kelly Clarkson.
B95.1.
Oh, behind those hazel eyes. Hey, I have hazel eyes, so I'm behind those hazel eyes right now as I'm looking at the computer screen saying, thank you, computer screen, for not melting down during the show. Wait, what? Mike, you're not going to do a Mike Matthews New Tunes feud? No. Why not, Mike? Well, nobody has sent me anything lately to mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. No music has been sent to me, so if you do want to have Mike play something from your band, we will play it on the Mike Matthews, Mike's Daily Podcast, Mike Matthews New Tunes feud. So all you got to do is email me. You can also call me at this number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640. Will you shut ups? Liberty Nation Freedom Foam for all.
And with all things Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame all the ways you can contact me and find out all things Mike's Daily Podcast related.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!